In my opinion, the effort to take COVID-19 patient by the patient family is a phenomenon that reflects the negative emotion of the community in the midst of a continuing pandemic. In the article, they rejected handling agents implementing COVID-19 protocols. This is a negative action because it could endanger the safety of the wider community. Bearing in mind that the virus can be transmitted from corona-positive patients who have died can also be transmitted to others. Therefore, positive bodies must be buried by hospital officials with safe protocols. So, families are not allowed to take or even bury them. Responding to this, the government, regional police, hospitals, and security forces must take firm action against residents or family members who are still desperate to take corpses to reduce the chain of transmission of the coronavirus in our country. We have to support the security forces that process all forgot corpses. We must be more mature to react to things that can have a negative impacts on ourselves or others, and we must also care and take care of our health together. In my opinion, lack of government attention when other countries rushed to close their doors after the coronavirus outbreak in Wuhan. President Jokowi at a February 19 cabinet meeting instead asked the national tourist industry to give discounts to tourists. Indonesia is actually not the first country in Southeast Asia to be infected with corona. Thailand announced the first corona case, followed by Singapore and Vietnam 3 days later, while Indonesia only announced in on March 2, which was 41 days after the first case in Thailand, or 61 days after the COVID-19 pandemic broke out in Wuhan, China. Despite being behind, but the growth of corona cases in Indonesia is among the fastest in Southeast Asia. I think maybe it is because of Indonesia who don't obey government resolution to keep social distance, wash their hands, wear masks, and stay at home, and the lack of understanding of Indonesian society about the dangers of transmitting the COVID-19 virus to others. When comparing cases of the coronavirus in Southeast Asia, Indonesia actually has a longer time to anticipate the spread of COVID-19. However, a number of state officials even took it lightly and made the threat of the joke a joke. In addition, maybe in Indonesia, some hospitals do not have adequate facilities such as isolation and treatment rooms. As a result, there is a significant increase in the case of corona in Indonesia compared to other ASEAN countries. The discipline of implementing health protocol during a pandemic must become a new habit in socializing among people to reduce the spread of COVID-19 and education activities can proceed as usual. The government has made several efforts to reduce this amount, one of which is implement in the education system in Indonesia. Implementation of teaching and learning activities carried out with the system or online system is the network. The learning system is done without face-to-face but rather done by the distance learning system. With a distance learning system, students are not required to come to school to the learning. As the system works, it reduces the COVID-19. However, with the adoption of an online learning system, the impact of the indiscipline of health protocol in education is learning that is less than the maximum because interaction is not done directly, because the system is implemented online and the difficult of direct interaction between teachers and students. Therefore, Indonesia people must pay attention to health protocol to wear masks when leaving the house and maintain social distance to reduce the COVID-19. With the discipline of Indonesia people to keep abiding by this government resolution, the coronavirus transmission rate can be minimized. Because online learning is not effective because it does not carry out direct interaction with the people who understand the protocols. Education in Indonesia will continue to run in the current pandemic. Not infrequently, Indonesian people who interpret the new normal as a form expression of the government that is considered to have give up on the pandemic that occurred, whereas the meaning of a new normal is a form of adaptation between the two health consideration and the economic side, which is referred to as the new normal. This form of adaptation is also a WHO recommendation and has already begun to be applied in several countries in the world. The meaning of new normal means we live as usual, carrying out activities as usual alongside the current pandemic conditions, but must be done with a safe protocol. We need to take his policy with a condition that we must understand together that economic activity must continue to run. We must also maintain the sustainability of development. In principle, all activities began to run again, but by continuing to run the protocol that have been prepared. New normal protocol will regulate people's life then gathered outside the home, ranging from worshiping together, eating in restaurant, to gathering to attend public events. The meaning of new normal is that we begin our life with new habits that are more concerned with health. Especially, we must be able to adapt to the current pandemic. Only by releasing discipline in implementing COVID-19 health management protocols, this national this nation can run the country's economic activities while controlling the spread COVID-19.